TV shows have the benefit of being able to flesh out characters in a way that no movie can hope to rival, giving us time to have more nuanced portrayals of both protagonists and, more importantly, antagonists. I love a good villain, and it's much easier to take a villain seriously when their motivation isn't something two-dimensional like stealing all of the money or firing a nuclear missile at the moon.
Looks like a giant.
Johnson. Yes, sir.
Although fuck the moon, am I right, lads?
No! God!
However, like all forms of narrative media, television can be predictable, and while the villain may have the majority of a season to flex their nefarious muscle or intellect, the hero must be given a chance to triumph, or at least that's how it seems at first.
Look, Kings of Leon!
I'm Adam from Whatculture.com, and here are 9 TV villains you didn't realize actually won. Warning, contains spoilers.
How did you not know?
Tell you how we'll do this. We'll say the name of the TV show first and then reveal the character so you have time to pause the video. Deal, deal, deal. Number 9, Game of Thrones, Joffrey Baratheon. Born of that sweet Lannister lovin', Joffrey succeeds his
My sister!
father, Robert, to become a king more concerned with mutilating prostitutes than ruling the 7 kingdoms. In the end, his crazy behavior does lead to being poisoned at his own wedding, but not before he's able to satisfy the psycho killer's fun time checklist. His most heinous crime, apart from being a total wang, was ordering the execution of Eddard Stark, an action with consequences that are still raging throughout the 7 kingdoms. It set in motion the events that would bring us multiple Stark tragedies like the Red Wedding, Jon Snow's surprise party, and Sansa acting like a damsel-shaped lightning rod for punishment. Number 8, The Walking Dead, Gareth. When Rick's motley crew arrived at an abandoned rail yard offering sanctuary to all survivors, who could have guessed that things would go so wrong so deliciously? Pretty much as soon as they walk through the gate, they're set upon by a highly organized group of cannibals led by the charismatically creepy Gareth. Now, Rick frequently condemns their actions, stating that they are no better than the Walkers. Obviously, Mr. Grimes and co. wouldn't stoop to such despicable lows, except they totally do. As soon as they have the cannibals at their mercy, they brutally hack their defenseless, kneeling captives to death. The church massacre reveals Rick's philosophy as revenge and murder are absolutely fine, just as long as you don't eat your victims. If anything, that's a waste, and it vindicates all of Gareth's creepy philosophies. Number 7, Justified, Boyd Crowder. The complex relationship between Boyd and the protagonist US Marshal Raylan Givens acts as the anchor to the many bizarre goings-on in Harlan, and certainly emerges as one of the most compelling aspects of Justified as a whole. Boyd may end up behind bars at the end, but we have seen him thrive in this atmosphere before. The fact of the matter is he'll be right at home amongst fellow criminals. After all, he never did fit in with polite society, despite attempts to prove his superior intellect by vomiting a thesaurus every time he opened his mouth.
If a book could only be judged by its cover.
In the end, Boyd Crowder managed to escape the one constant of Justified: if you piss off Raylan Givens, he will shoot you, and that is a victory in and of itself.
Brothers and sisters, I'm here to tell you today that bullet missed my heart, but it struck my soul.
Number 6, Prison Break, Alexander Mahone. The introduction of Agent Alexander Mahone into Prison Break was a breath of fresh air and provided an antagonist who could mentally lock horns with super genius Michael Schofield. From the outset, it's clear that Mahone is a definition of bad news, despite efforts every step of the way to make us empathize with him. Like pretty much everyone else in the show, he teams up with the hero/escape violent criminals, depending on your outlook, and turns his awesome FBI killing skills around on their pursuers. The problem with this is his entire redemption consists of overcoming a drug habit. He's still a remorseless killer, something Prison Break takes every opportunity to illustrate. He even seemingly forgets to grieve for his son after torture drowning the man responsible and hooking up with an ex-colleague. You stay classy, Agent Mahone.
And thanks for stopping by.
But mainly, stay classy.
Number 5, Dexter, Arthur Mitchell. Hats off to Showtime's Dexter. Few could have imagined John Lithgow would be so effective at throwing C-bombs and murdering young women in the bath.
What the f?
As with the majority of Dexter's big bads, Mitchell is eventually cling filmed to a table while Michael C. Hall glares so intensely it looks like his head is about to explode. Dexter gets his murder fix, but it's also revealed that Trinity got his. Rita, Dexter's wife, is killed, leaving the lovable serial killer as a single parent. From here, the following seasons show Dexter's life and the show itself unraveling to the point where driving a boat into a hurricane seems like a good idea. Number 4, The Sopranos, Paulie Walnuts Gualtieri. With hair that will baffle TV historians for years to come, Paulie certainly makes an impression before he even opens his mouth. He also stands out as the most antagonistic, self-serving, and downright unlikable bastard of a group of murderous sociopaths. While he occasionally gets a stern talking to from Tony, he always seems to get away with it, carried through by his long service and reputation as an old-school tough guy. Throughout 6 seasons, he causes 100% more problems than he solves, but despite all of this, through some sort of technicality or another, he survives when almost every other central character dies. face. If there's ever been an advert for getting ahead in life by being an insufferable, nervously chuckling germaphobe, look no further than the continued survival of somehow Paulie Gualtieri. Number 3, Fargo, Lorne Malvo. The most enigmatic and entertaining aspect of the first season of Fargo was undoubtedly Billy Bob Thornton's turn as Lorne Malvo. As unpredictable as he is dangerous, Malvo is a hired assassin who takes way too much pleasure from his work. While his own hubris and also, a bear trap takes him down in the end, Malvo's reign of terror will not be forgotten. Even the very end of his spree is punctuated by another victory, driving the sickeningly nice, infuriatingly clumsy Officer Gus Grimley to shoot him in cold blood. By the end of the season, he has tainted every single person he's come into contact with, and in doing so made the narrative many shades darker and twice as enjoyable. Number 2, Breaking Bad, Walter White. While some say the road to hell is paved with good intentions, Walter White's was undoubtedly paved with copious amounts of methamphetamines. Although Vince Gilligan spent the final episodes mopping up and letting Heisenberg atone, well, sort of, for at least some of what he did, thankfully it wasn't a complete cop-out, as in the final meeting with his massively put-upon wife, he admits that he really did it all for himself. At the end of it all, having saved Jesse, an addict that he mentally abused for bloody years by decimating a gang of neo-Nazis with a machine gun robot, what?
Do you think that there are any skinheads that aren't gay?
He is mortally wounded and left to ponder his decisions amongst the remains of his meth empire. Would he have done anything differently given the chance? The look on his face in the final shot suggests he would choose absolutely to be the one who knocks every time. And number 1, Boardwalk Empire, Gillian Darmody. HBO certainly likes to throw a keeping it in the family vibe into their programming. Gillian Darmody gave fans of Boardwalk Empire quite a shock when the creepily close relationship between her and her doting son Jimmy was revealed to have escalated substantially from kisses on the lips to grinding with the hips. Couple her incestuous leanings with a volatile type A personality as well as an all-consuming fear of being alone, and you're dealing with one unhinged individual and a worthy adversary for Atlantic City's booze baron Enoch Thompson. In the final season, we're given some justification for how Gillian turned out the way she did, and it's revealed that it was good old Nucky himself who pretty much sold her into child slavery in exchange for a better job title. Gillian may end up being institutionalized, probably for the best, but she certainly gets the last laugh. Jimmy's son, her beloved grandchild Tommy, rounds out the final episode by avenging his family's generation of misfortune and shooting Steve Buscemi right in his weird face. And that's our list. Did we miss any out? Tell us about it in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter here. I'm Adam from Whatculture.com, and I'll see you soon.